Hello, hi all. I hope I'm audible. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Uh, so, welcome. I am so happy you are here. Okay, so thank you. Okay, this is my first Insta live. Hi, apples and cinnamons, bakes. I love your page. Um Hi, Paresh. Thank you for coming. Hi, Ria. Hi, Prem. Thank you for coming. Uh, okay, so today we are going to talk about inner child and self love. So I'll try to switch to Hindi in between. So let's start. I hope there are quite enough of the viewers. I'll just start slowly. Uh, so I'll tell you about myself. I'm Khushbu. I am an art therapist and a psychologist. I also teach children, people. I like to do art. I like to uh, meditate, and I like to be with people and listen to their stories. So if you have something to share, you can just add in the comments. I will be happy to know your comments and just know how everything is going on with you. So why I started this challenge, Inner Child Week and Self Love Week, it is because that I thought that if you know about Tune to Rhythm, if you have been this is I'm the founder of Tune to Rhythm, and if I tell you, Tune to Rhythm is somehow I'm instrumental in starting this Tune to Rhythm. Because I don't know how did this word tune to rhythm came, but it was my first email ID. I know when I was in school, my first email ID when I was in school in 9th standard was tuned to rhythm at gmail.com. It's still there, so if you want you can mail me. And I don't know what was about to tune to rhythm. Few years back, when I was an art student, or specifically an architecture student, which I then dropped out because I was not able to cope up with the pressure, I had made a logo with 3S, and somehow it just became the Tune to Rhythm logo. Here if you see there are 3S, so here the 3S symbolizes the 3S's of Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. So that is there. And if you see, Tune to Rhythm is a wheel. Okay, so this wheel is nothing but a wheel of continuity, that everything goes on in a cycle, in a rhythm, and everyone is in that cycle. And if you are in tune with that cycle of nature, when you are in tune with the rhythm of that cycle of the nature, you are just amazing. You have everything in order. Everything is you get everything. Even like if you see, there are cycles in nature, day and night, winters, monsoons, summers, everything is in a cycle. Even our emotions are in a cycle. And coming to inner child, our inner child was just in tune with the cycle. We had our bodies and our minds very much in tune with our cycle. So just jumping to the topic inner child, I would first go let you go through the time of our childhood. So in our childhood, we started with first cry. The first cry was something like, okay, we don't know anything, it's a new world, what to do, and everything is very new, and that's why we are scared. So first emotion was fear. And then we got another emotions like happiness, surprise, disgust, and all were just going in a flow when we were in childhood. And that is why we were in tune with our nature, and we did everything very, very freely. And that's why we were just the best when we were in childhood. I won't even say best, but we were okay. We didn't have any judgments about ourselves that okay, this is right, this is wrong. We did what we did, and we just enjoyed the life as it came. Even if it was good or bad, we just enjoyed it. And that is why we were like aligned with nature, tuned to the nature. And that was the reason or the cause of our happiness. And we were just in tune. But as we grew, we went to school. When we went to school, we made friends and everything was great. But then schooling started, studies started, and when studies started, then there came competition. Who is the first rank? Who is the second rank? Who is the third rank? And when competition started, then it started, no, I want to get better. And society gave us something which told that okay, you are not enough, you have to be in a race, you have to be first. And we just started racing with each other, competing with each other. This was the first drawback of the society, which I would say it was the first trauma which was given to us as society, that we need to compete with each other in this society to sustain ourselves. And the society was made that way. I don't know when it came, and it came long back, and it has been going through lifetimes and lifetimes, and we don't know when had it started and when will it end. But if we do it very consciously, we can end it in the present moment itself, by knowing that there is nothing to compete with. Everyone of us is unique. And yes, if you are listening to this, I'm telling to you that you are unique and you are amazing, and there is no problem with you. However you are feeling is the best you can feel, and you are on the right track. There is no problem with you. You don't have to achieve something to be good enough. You don't have to do anything to be good enough, because you are just complete, you are just good enough in yourself. And this is the simplest and the only truth we knew when we were as a child. But as we grew up, we started competing, and we just lost that thing that okay, we need to compete, we need to be better, I'm not this, I'm not that, I cannot do this, मुझसे ये नहीं होता, मुझसे वो नहीं होता, मेरे को ये नहीं आता, अरे मेरा क्या होगा, ये करना है, वो करना है. And then the turmoil started, that okay, you need to do something or other to get better and better and better. But I tell you, there is nothing to do. And that is why that inner child um, to be connected with that inner child is needed, because if that is the treasure, the inner child has the treasure which has everything. And when you are disconnected with your inner child, then it creates problems like anxiety, depression, trauma, and many other names. It can be like lack of money, competition, judgment, and people start seeing problems in everything which is seen. And I tell you, if you see world or people as beautiful, or if you see people or world as ugly, it is just a reflection of what you want to see, or I will not say you want to, but what you see yourselves as. इट इज़ जस्ट अ रिफ्लेक्शन आउटसाइड. मतलब मैं अगर इसको हिंदी में समझाऊँ कि हमको जो हमारे बारे में लगता है, या हमको एक परछाई दी होती है, हमको एक मिरर दिखाया होता है कि आप ऐसे हो, तो हमको भी वो, हम जैसे हैं वैसे ही दूसरों को हम वैसे ही देखते हैं. एंड आई वॉन्ट टू टेल यू that you are just amazing, you are just you, and you are enough, and you don't need anything to improve. You are doing something, then also you are good. You are not doing something, then also you are good. You want to achieve something and you achieve something, then also you are good. You fail at something and you could not achieve it, then also you are good. Good in the sense that you are just yourself and you are amazing in yourself, and that is only the best realization which you can have. But these are just words said. These words need to be realized once you go through that experience. And how will you go through that experience? You can only go through that experience when again you connect yourself with your inner child. I had done the inner child week earlier, and I'm very thankful and very grateful to all the people who participated in it. I am really very grateful to you. And there were many people who showed up as viewers in the stories, and I could get their energy that many wanted to participate in it, but there was a disconnect in the sense that they could not see themselves again as a child, to connect with their childhood experiences, because there was something disturbing which was connecting to them. Because why can you not connect with your inner child? Because there had the society, I will not only say parents, but it is the responsibility of the whole society, how it is nurturing a child, how it is parenting a child to grow up. And if there have been positive and beautiful experiences, there would be a nurtured inner child. But if there are negative and traumatic experiences, there would be a wounded child, and they will not be able to connect with their childhood experiences. And because they cannot connect with the childhood experiences, there is a huge gap between what they feel and what they do. If you are doing with the feeling of yours, then there is a very aligned action in you. You are you are actually living with your heart. You are doing what your heart says, and once you do what your heart says, your path is just guided and led by the universe, and everyone has their own unique path. And once you know what you want to do with your heart, you will never compare your path with someone else and judge के मैंने इतना कर लिया तो मुझे पर इसने तो इतना किया तो मैं that comparison. Once you go with that heart, you will never compare it with others, because everyone has their own path. Everyone knows that there is an own path, but the society is made in such a way, the social media, the comparisons, there is comparisons since childhood, and it has become like a second nature to us that अच्छा इसने क्या किया मैं भी ऐसा करूं, इसने जो किया मैं भी वो अचीव करूं, मेरा कम है उसका ज़्यादा है, मेरा ज़्यादा है उसका कम है, and that comparison is just second nature, and that disconnects you from the heart, or you can say the inner child. And once you disconnect from the inner child, you cannot go on the path of love. The second week which I did was self-love. Okay, 10-20 years before there was nothing like self-love, but now it has gone so much that okay, there is a word like self-love, and I am very grateful for that word, that there is a word called self-love, because now people have been disconnected from themselves so much that they have to be taught that how to love yourself. So when I had started Inner Child Week, in that Inner Child Week, I gave prompts that okay, what did you do in your childhood, connect with that, and once you connect with that, you have your own real self with you. If you see, whatever you try to enjoy, whatever you try to enjoy on social media, entertainment, they are trying to tap into the energies, or you can say the powers of your inner child. Okay, you see the basic five senses. How can you just take control of all the five senses, and you engross all the five senses in it? If I tell you an example, it is movies. When you see movies, all the five senses are engrossed in it, and your inner child is amazed, and you do not want to skip the whole season, and you go it on a go, and you complete the whole season. If you see social media, be it any platform, they are actually extracting all the energies of your inner child. But what is happening right now, the inner child has the capacity to create. Okay, the inner child has everything to create, but now it is going very submissive, passively going through reels, passively going through stories, and now there has been so much content in the social media, that now it feels numb, that where do I go now? I don't want that content, but I need that peace. And if you want to get that peace, you have to again connect with the inner child, that what it really actually want. And that is what I did by connecting it with the childhood experiences in the Inner Child Week. When you connect with your inner child week, then you will see that automatically there will be self-love. If you see, self-love is just a not a channel, but you can say a subfield of love. When you are happy, you are also love. When you are love, you are also peace. And when you are at peace, you are also happy. It's just one broad thing giving different names. It is just one feeling, that is being one with the true nature of yours, or being one with the universe. And that time you will feel self love, you will feel happy, joyous, peaceful, loveful, everything. And to gain that path to self love, you need to connect yourself with your inner child, to align with your inner child. And but if you will see, majority 90% of people have their inner child wounded. Okay, so we when I am talking about inner child, I will give you a light. I have talked many things about inner child with childhood experiences. What is actually inner child? Inner child is something, there is a child inside you, a part of your mind which is still alive in you, which has still the dreams and desires which you had as you were a child. And in basically it is just like a little you. So if I address myself, so if I am Khushbu, so my inner child would be little Khushbu, like what I used to be in my childhood. And I if I just close my eyes and try to imagine myself, what I used to look, I used to feel, what I used to see as a child, that is the part of the mind within your mind, is that is called inner child. Okay, and it is always there within you. So while we go through inner child healing, there are many parts which are wounded, because we are always seeing outside, we are always taking content from outside, everything is externalized. And the whole society is just like a matrix of fear, and it is a fear based world. The whole world is governed with fear, and because it wants to control it, there is fear everywhere which is trying to control you. Like, okay, you see a sale, you see that, okay, limited, you see something and you see, okay, limited seats, or limited time sale. When there comes a time limit, that's a fear. Or you say that there is a vacancy for a job, and that vacancy is like, okay, limited candidates. That limited word is giving you fear. Or if there is a position for which you want to compete, so competition is also fear. When you go outside, you feel people judging you judging others. So when there is judgment, so to be better or to be good enough is also fear. So the whole world is just made fear based, and that's why we are always externalized. And when we are externalized, we are always in fight or flight mode. And when we are in fight or flight mode, we are always in the survival mode. And when we are in survival mode, we can never tap into our inner child. We can never tap into the self love state. And to tap into self love state, we need to internalize, we need to connect with ourselves, with our true nature of our inner child, which is love, happiness and peace. And that can only be done when we address it, when we when we address it, but when we start addressing it, we will see there were uh, many judgments which are said to us since a long time कि तुम ऐसी हो, तुम ऐसे हो, तुमने ये नहीं किया, तुमने वो नहीं किया. So there it would not be तुम, because it has been internalized कि अच्छा मेरा तो ये है, मैं तो बहुत छोटी हूँ, मुझसे ये नहीं होता, मेरा तो पता नहीं क्या होगा. So all this is just internalized. So when there is inner child healing, so these layers have to be you can say washed off. And when you wash off, and when एक एक करके जब लेयर उतरती है, तब जाकर नीचे जाकर रियल एसेंस मिलता है लव, हैप्पीनेस एंड पीस का. So the goal for this inner child and self love week was only an intention that you could connect with your inner child and self love state. But if you could not connect, I can really understand that it is very difficult. But if you are there with me, I'm there with you to help you connect with your inner child and the self love state. There have been tremendous difficult experiences in the last 3 years, and there have been rapid changes, and it is very difficult to take in all those changes in the world, inside or I mean say externally or internally. There have been lot of changes, and it is too much to process, and it would be very difficult to process that. And because it takes time to process it, sometimes it happens that we disconnect from the inner child and the self love state. So this was just a short introduction of inner child and self love, what it is. And I'm soon shortly going to have a training program on inner love, inner child and self love. So I just wanted to give you an introduction of what it is. So before going, I would just like to have a short exercise with you so that you can connect with your inner child and that self-love state for a few seconds. I can try. If you are with me, I am with you. Okay, so relax, breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. Very gently close your eyes and go to the first happy memory of your life where you just enjoyed eating anything which was just delightful. It can be any time of your life, even 5 years before, even 10 years before, or in your childhood. But that first memory which comes where you are eating something and you are just delightful and you are just engrossed in it so much that you are lost in it. You see that happiness feels in your body and you are just lost in it. That feeling is actually your inner child addressing to you that okay, this was you, and this was you trying to be yourself in that moment. Be in that moment, savor that moment, and gently, when you take time and come back to the present moment. This was the time when you were truly very happy with yourself. Okay. Uh, so this was it. I hope you enjoyed it. Uh, we'll wait for some minutes. I'm thank you for everyone who joined even for a few minutes. I'm very thankful to you. I'm very grateful to you. Uh, Thank you, and let's meet again in the stories soon. Thank you.